Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. Let's test out the latest Final Fight Mega Drive. So this is something that's made by a developer called Moro Xavier. That's right, here we go, Moro Xavier. We can see it on screen now. So a big shout out to Moro and everyone else involved. So this is something that is built from scratch using the Sega Genesis development kit. Guys, it's really good. It's a lot of fun. Now what you're seeing here is the MiSTer version running, and I also ran this on the Analogue Pocket, and you know what guys, it runs on the Analogue Pocket flawlessly. I tried it out. I didn't attach it to my capture card to catch footage of it, but you can see a little bit of footage of it in handheld mode. Guys, the game just works. It's Final Fight as you know it. It's got a few extra features, and what we're going to go in this video, we're just going to go through part of this game, have a look at some of the extra game modes that are in there now that make Final Fight, well, it adds a lot more fun to Final Fight. You know, we've got CPS1 for our MiSTer, we've got it for the Analogue Pocket, we've got multiple ways of playing it. Like personally, MiSTer and Analogue Pocket do it for me, but this is a really good version. I absolutely love seeing like games coming out for consoles that they never originally came out on. So you know, if you had the SNES, you kind of had a diet version of Final Fight, and then which didn't have Guy in it, and then they released Final Fight Guy, which then had Guy in it. Then the SNES got the sequels as well. I think Final Fight 2, Final Fight 3. I'm not really familiar with those. It was Final Fight 1. This was a big game when it came out in the arcade. Still remember the first time I saw it. It was in a cinema in Odeon on Holloway Road, and we had a look at it. And one thing that I recommend as well, guys, when you check this out, make sure you check out the release notes. Like Moro always posts the fixes that he puts into the game, man. But this one's got a lot in there. There's a lot of stuff that he's done. So okay, so you can play one player, two player. Let's go in and have a look at the options, right? So here we are. Okay, so you can here you go, game level, normal, easy. We'll leave it on normal. Player 2, friendly fire on. Okay, you might want to turn that off if you're playing with a buddy. It ends up starting fights. Okay, so power mode, 60 FPS, 4 enemies. Well, this is interesting. Oh, okay, so if you want to put down the frame rate, you can get 6 enemies on the screen. Okay, but we're gonna go with 60 FPS. We want the butter smooth experience, right? That's what we want. So so if we go into one player, right, we've got arcade, we've got survival, and we've got time attack. So let's just first start with arcade. Now I'm not gonna run through the paces into this game. There's a few levels in it as far as I know. Now the way the buttons are set, A is attack on the Mega Drive, B is jump, and C is actually special. Like so, Final Fight, whenever configuring the controls on CPS1, I always found there was a button for special, but I never ever used it. Special was always, you know, press the two buttons together. That's kind of how I knew it. Now, I kind of, you know, I know Cody as like the best character in this, but I've always liked Hagar because of, simply because of this flying power driver. You know, when this game came out, wrestling was a big thing, right? So the flying power driver was amazing. Now if you look at the colors, now I always mention I'm colorblind, right? But I'm not that colorblind to see that the colors are very different to the arcade, and I imagine this is due to the limitation of the Mega Drive compared to CPS1 hardware. Maybe the Mega Drive has a certain different palette. Again, I'm just basing on assumptions here. Oh nice, we've got a vegan diet here. Get out of here. Right, okay, so again, a perfect recreation of it, exactly how I remember it. And I'm not oh let me get that meat down here. No, I got a hammer. I swear there was like a big bit of meat down there, so maybe that's changed up a little bit. And again, like guys, this is excellent, right? You've got to try this. So play this wherever you're going to play it. It runs on emulators, it runs on original hardware. The game just works, man. So this is going to be one of those videos as well where I'm not editing anything, because you know what, I'm trying to get stuff out and save some time at the same time, because I do end up putting a lot of videos out. Let me grab that sword. So what we'll do after, we'll have a look at some of the other modes as well in here. Definitely yeah, this was an ultimate beat 'em up. We had beat 'em ups before Final Fight, you know, Double Dragon, Renegade, Crime Fighters, I think, but this one was just big. It just felt really good for me. When Final Fight came out, it was the evolution of beat 'em ups. It just made them look really awesome. Okay, there should be the meat there. Wicked. Got the full health. Okay, let's see if we can beat, what's his name, Damien? Is that the first boss? There's actually a really good, if you look at, I think it's the alternatives, on your MiSTer, if you've got the alternatives download, I think it's in alternatives, either that or arcade offset. What you've got is you've actually got like a hacker final fight where you can pick out of enemy characters. You can be like the first level boss, this guy over here. Who remembers that whistle? Absolutely epic. Yeah, so guys, this is really, really good. So they've got 3 different game modes. What we'll do is we'll look at all 3 characters in all 3 of the game modes. We'll go through them. Maybe I should have put it on easy in order to get through a lot of stuff quicker. But guys, this is definitely worth checking out. I absolutely love it. I love it when I see games being released for like old hardware, and especially with the new tricks people know now. I'm especially impressed with a lot of the Commodore 64 stuff coming out. Limbo's coming out for it. We've had Capcom versus SNK, a beat 'em up that works so well with just one button. So absolutely fantastic. Let's try and get rid of him. Here we go. Is that him? He's gone. I think he's gone. Right. Quick look at the second level before I give it a reset, and yeah, we'll move on to something else. I'll also show you the developer's Twitter account, their Patreon, and where you can get this game. So it's publicly available now, and it's available in itch.io. And the second level is, as I remember it, the subway. You had Axel's buddy Slash. Is that what it was called in the original as well? I never noticed that. Axel and Slash. Definitely based on Guns N' Roses. And as you can see, there's slowdown there. I'm playing this on the MiSTer, so this is the slowdown you would get on actual hardware, because we've got a cycle accurate core courtesy of Nuki KT on our MiSTers now. Right, let's give this a quick reset, and then what we're going to do now quickly is let's go down and let's bring up the web page and the developer's details. So what have we got here? Okay, so this is Moro Xavier. This is his Twitter, and here you go. He's put out a tweet 13 hours ago which says, you know, as promised, have fun with the Final Fight MD work in progress demo, open public. Right, so that released yesterday, the 20th. I'm filming this on the 21st in the morning. It was actually something decent to wake up to. And here you go. That's the itch.io page. You can grab it here. It prompts you to leave a $2 donation if you're impressed with the work and you've got a few bucks to spare. You can leave a little donation tomorrow. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. I mean, there's a lot of hard work that goes into this. This is a project that's been going on for a long time. But this demo includes possibility to play with 2 players at the same time, 3 characters to select, 3 complete rounds with their respective bosses, survivor and time attack modes. With the Metro City Bridge scenario. To play the demo, download the binary ROM. Okay, that just tells you how to do it. But these are some nice things in here. So we've got 3 full levels, which definitely check out at your own leisure, you know, at your own pace. And Moro also has a Patreon. If you want to support Moro on Patreon, you can get early access to betas. Like, the game will always be free. Moro's quite specific in saying and pointing out that Final Fight is not his IP, it's a Capcom IP that he's working on. But if you want to get early access, like I believe this demo was available to patrons like 10 days before this release. So just something to consider, right? I always say if there's a project that you really, really like and you're passionate about, then support the developer out there on Patreon. You know, I support a few patrons. I'll likely support a few more as my channel starts growing and I make a bit more money out of it. But for now, I think I'm supporting maybe 3 or 4 different patrons, all to do with FPGA gaming. So let's now have a look at Survivor. Okay, so we've got a Metro. So it looks like there'll be more scenarios added. So for now, under Survival, we've got Metro City Bridge. And what we'll do is we'll go Guy for this one, and then we'll go Cody for time attack. So yeah, guys, interesting. You definitely want to check. I just like how that looks. It looks really, really nice, right? You know, with that bridge kind of scenario. So I guess you'd have to be really, really good at Final Fight, right, in order to kind of progress in this. I've never really been one that's played survival too much. I know Streets of Rage 4 has got a very, very good survival mode, right? But this is Final Fight, and again, it feels really, really good, and it adds a great mode to it. And enjoy this on your Analogue Pocket. I always say, you know, on the Analogue Pocket in handheld mode, it's always I always find the D-pad's not great, but I feel I can play Final Fight on it. When I tested it out, I didn't have any issues with it. There's fighters that have issues with and shmups that have issues with. I mean, it will be, if you're doing that kind of snaky walking, it will be a little bit more difficult to do it on the Analogue Pocket, but on the whole it's a lot more playable than other games out there. So, you know, enjoy it wherever you're going to enjoy it. I tested it on Analogue Pocket, I tested it on MiSTer. They work phenomenally well. I didn't try it on any software emulators, but software emulators are really good these days. I mean, there's some games or modern games that work better or are specifically made, or certain ROM hacks that work better on emulator. And a good example of that is Litronome, their version of Mario Kart Amped Up for the Nintendo 64. That works. They've got 60 FPS mode, which won't work on original hardware. It will only work on emulators. So that'll be something interesting to try out. I wonder if that'll work, or if there's a way that will work eventually on the MiSTer FPGA core. So that's awesome. Right, let's have a look at the last game mode, but here we go. I'm fighting 4 Andres. That's a nightmare for anyone. So let's give it a reset and look at the last part of game mode. So guys, again, I'm very impressed by this. I do like it. I would have covered this in the weekly, but this came out after I'd done the weekly news episode. It will be in next week's episode because I feel this is something important to put out there, right? I know some people might say, well, why do we need to play this? You know, we've got the CPS version. I always say, why not? And we've got extra modes in this now as well. So that definitely makes it interesting. You know, if you just want to go, oops, sorry. So let's go 1 player again. So we've done arcade. We had a look at Survivor. Now let's have a look at Time Attack. And what we're going to do is we're going to go Cody this time, right? Cody, I think it's quite unanimous. He is the best character. Hager was actually the worst. I think as far as tiers go, let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong, but it's Cody. Oh, okay, so I need to attack people fast here, right? So you've got, it's Cody, Guy, then Hagar. Even though I definitely like Hagar, that flying power driver was just stoked, man. Still remember seeing this game. I can't remember if one of my friends, he always rode the BMX when we were young, and whenever there was a good new arcade game, he used to come cycling around my house with on his BMX, guys. Just be like, you know what, you got to see this game, you got to see it, it's amazing. You know, Joe and Matt Caveman Ninja, Final Fight, you know, there was a whole bunch of games. Like, he would come around and we would have a look at it, because what would happen is, rather than an arcade may not get it first, but it may have been in a convenience store, a kebab shop, a chip shop in the area, for Final Fight. In fact, no, I don't think he BMX'd around my house. I think we were going to cinema that day to watch a movie. Can't remember what movie it was. Maybe Jurassic Park or something. I'm not a big cinema goer, never have been. And this was in there, man. And this just, it blew us away. This instantly became our favorite game. And a little bit of trivia here for anyone. So Final Fight came out before Street Fighter 2, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going by my memory here, not the dates of actual release. But at least in the UK, we saw Final Fight before we saw Street Fighter 2. And one of the things that I remember seeing was, you know, the car bonus stage where you smash the car in Street Fighter. It's an infamous bonus stage of Street Fighter 2. It was actually, first time it was actually in this, where you do that bonus stage, you smash the car, and the guy cries saying, oh my car. I'm sure many of you guys knew that, but if you didn't, you know, there you go. There's a bit of trivia for you. The car bonus stage was first in Final Fight before it was in Street Fighter. And guys, yeah, I'm glad I'm doing this video. One blast, no editing, and you know, any of my stutters or anything I won't cut out. Okay, I've cleared the round, and right, let's so Cody, one thing Cody had where he could keep stabbing them with a knife rather than just kind of throwing it away. So, okay, we done that part. Again, an amazing demo to check out. This kind of wraps it up for the video. Just to kind of point out that bottom right of the corner with is it Damien holding the lady, I think her name is Jessica. That's just a GIF I added on there for good measure. That's actually not part of the game, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys realize that because you would have seen it in the MiSTer menu and everything else. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Really do hope you enjoyed it. A big shout out to Moro Xavier for his retro development of this. Keep up the great work. I look forward to the complete release. He's making excellent progress. It's something he does in his spare time. Try and consider, try and support him on Patreon if you like this, and it's something, you know, that you really do enjoy, and you've got a spare few bucks. But that's it for this video, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is always super duper appreciated. Take care of yourself. Be good to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.